How often do we let our words lead the way instead of paying attention to the small cues that someone is trying to tell us how they really feel? According to what Marcus Aurelius said, the worst part of being wronged is not the deed itself, but how you react to it. The Stoics advocated dispassionate observation of reality in pursuit of truth. Not everyone who gives you a grin really means good for you. But the Stoic way is to recognize these warning signals with cool logic and clarity, not to let paranoia take over. It takes awareness, not confrontation, to notice when someone dislikes you, but tries to hide it. Preserving your serenity and honor are paramount. To help you handle social situations with grace and wisdom, here are 7 subtle yet telling indications, analyzed through the prism of Stoic philosophy. IGN 1. What they say does not match what they do. When someone's words don't match their deeds, it's a red flag that they hate you, but are trying to hide it. Behavior speaks louder than words when it comes to their level of support or admiration. One example is when they say nice things about your job, but they don't back you up when you need it or when you ask for their help. They give you the silent treatment. Judgment of individuals should be based on their actions rather than their words, according to Stoic philosophy. What matters more than words is how intentions are reflected in actions. What worries me is not the manner things are, but the way people think about things, Epictetus says. They demonstrate a lack of harmony between their public image and their true emotions through their inconsistencies. This behavior is a result of trying to keep up appearances while trying to avoid conflict. Perhaps they are too timid or worried about what others would think of them to express their disapproval. Keep your emotions in check and don't get caught up in their contradictory signals. Are you putting too much stock in what they say while their actions belie what they say? Here is a chance for you to reflect on yourself. The way they act is a mirror of their inner turmoil, not your value. Always be yourself and don't let their inconsistencies shake your serenity. Instead, allow it to expose the truth. Second sign, they quietly diminish your successes. The use of subtle or contemptuous language when praising your achievements is another prevalent indicator. Envision someone exclaiming, "Wow, I was surprised you were able to pull that off." The other option is that you are incredibly fortunate that everything turned out okay. Even if they don't mean any harm, these remarks really serve to undermine your achievements. What was the motivation behind this? People, according to Stoic thought, tend to project their own fears and doubts onto those around them. It is the capacity of the intellect to resist all odds, as Seneca noted. People usually feel frightened or inadequate when they compare themselves to you, which is why they despise your success. The focus of their remarks is less on you and more on their own jealousy than on you. This kind of behavior elicits a dual reaction from Stoics. Get your emotions in check first. Just by being defensive, you're giving them more reason to detest you. Take a cool head and gently acknowledge their comments before continuing. Second, you can learn a lot about yourself by observing how they view negative. Take their criticism to heart and use it to improve. In any case, you should just let it go like water on stone. You may maintain your composure and refuse to let their subtle comments control your feelings if you refuse to internalize them. True strength, according to Stoicism, is not in influencing other people's views, but in controlling one's own reactions. Third sign, they come across as insincere. Although politeness is a social skill, it may be frustrating when people try to hide their genuine emotions. This can make them seem robotic or overly scripted. Someone who secretly hates you could put on an act of politeness, but their tone and body language betray their true feelings. It is possible that their laughter is insincere, that their grin is too rapid, or that their praises lack sincere warmth. This exemplifies apatheia, the Stoic ideal of unwavering serenity from their point of view. Do not take things too personally. was the advice of Marcus Aurelius. They are the ones who are reflected in their words and actions, not you. When used as a defense, forced politeness is ineffective. The important thing is to be able to recognize it without reacting emotionally. Fourth sign. Watch how they engage with other people. Does their demeanor change when they're around other people, but becomes more rigid when you're around? Such contrasts frequently expose latent emotions. Instead of responding to their insincerity with further insincerity, the Stoic approach is to reflect on your own character. Show genuine kindness, not to get their approval, but to demonstrate your principles. You have no control over other people's emotions, so use their forced politeness as a lesson. But your reaction is entirely within your control. You can defuse their negativity without compromising your principles if you stay calm and genuine. Fourth sign. They are quick to cut others off or change the subject. Interrupting you or changing the subject away from what you bring up is a common tactic for people who are trying to hide their disdain. This kind of behavior, which isn't always disrespectful, might nonetheless make you feel ignored or unimportant. The goal of using interruptions and redirections is to detract from your influence without coming across as aggressive. The reaction of a Stoic? Be wary about being lured in. If someone criticizes you, instead of defending yourself, say something like, "You obviously do not know about my other faults, otherwise you would have mentioned these as well," which is a good quote from Epictetus. Keep your distance and watch their every move instead of vying for dominance. Their nervousness is more evident in their need to dominate or ignore your speech than in your significance to them. Talk to each other to gain understanding, not dominance. If your contributions are consistently ignored, you should reevaluate your expectations and redirect your attention to people who value it. Just keep in mind that your value is not determined by how much breathing room you give someone else in a discussion, but rather by the caliber of your ideas and the harmony you uphold. The fifth sign is that they won't be there for you when you need them. Unreliability is a common indicator of someone's lack of caring when they despise you. They may say they'll lend a hand, but then they either don't or only try their best. Their behavior betrays their disinterest, even when they don't outright reject you. Trusting in what we can control is something that Stoicism teaches us. A gem cannot be polished without friction, and a man cannot be refined without trials, as Seneca wisely taught. Rather than being irritated by their unreliability, view it as a chance to learn how to prioritize your efforts. If they aren't going to stand with you no matter what, there's no use in trying to win them over. Establish and maintain connections with others who are willing to do the same for you. Resentment is not something you should hold on to because of this. Do not let resentment bind you to their pessimism. Instead, gracefully let go, knowing that their behaviors are a reflection of who they are, rather than your value. You can safeguard your tranquility and fortify your capacity to confidently traverse complicated partnerships by adhering to Stoic ideas. Sixth sign. They'll back you up if it helps them out. Someone who is trying to hide their disapproval could seem helpful if your achievements are in line with their own. Their excitement fades when they see no personal gain, and their activities lack authenticity. Understanding our interdependence, as taught in the Stoic concept of sympathia, allows us to handle these types of interactions with maturity and clarity. Their willingness to back you contingent on certain conditions is a reflection of their own limits, not your worth. Instead of letting yourself feel deceived, put this knowledge to use by putting an emphasis on genuine, respectful relationships. As Seneca wisely advised, surround yourself with people who will help you grow into a better man. Set free those who are unable. Seventh sign. They are extremely hard on you when you succeed. Accomplishment frequently exposes dormant animosity. Consistently minimizing or attributing your successes to chance is a telltale indicator of hidden disdain. Their criticism has a hint of animosity even though it appears gentle at first. Stoicism teaches us that we shouldn't put our value in the acceptance or admiration of other people. Be a living embodiment of your philosophy, Epictetus admonished. Allow your deeds and character to do the talking instead of justifying your accomplishment. Their anxieties or unfulfilled desires are the root causes of their animosity. Acknowledge this without being haughty or hostile. Know that their opinion doesn't matter to your objective or progress, and respond with humility. We all have to deal with people who pretend to be nice or uninterested when they really despise us. Being vigilant and responding wisely are more important than being defensive or suspicious when you see these signals. We have no say over how other people see us, but we do have power over our own reactions to what they do according to Stoicism. As you wake up in the morning, remember what a blessing it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, and to love, as Marcus Aurelius wisely said. He taught us that the opinions of others are transient and that we should concentrate on our mission instead. If someone doesn't like you but keeps it a secret, it's because of their own problems, fears, or viewpoints, not because of how valuable you are. You can handle relationships with poise and clarity if you know how to recognize the signals of latent hatred. You deliver yourself emotionally from the shackles of excessive analysis and the futile pursuit of affirmation when none is forthcoming. Rather, you channel your efforts into relationships that promote development, honesty, and appreciation for one another. Think about this as we wrap up. The mark of a true Stoic is not the absence of discord or hostility, but the capacity to keep one's own heart calm and collected, no matter what the world throws at them. Learn to read the indications so you can watch without passing judgment, adjust without reacting, and stand firm in the face of adversity without letting it derail your goals. Consider subscribing to the channel for more insightful videos on overcoming life's obstacles if you enjoyed this overview of Stoic philosophy. Why nearly all contemporary women despise Sigma men is coming up soon, so be sure you don't miss it.